All right, Metal Summoners, we are right back with you. We are stoked. We are having a good time, and we're going to keep all the good times rolling. We're bringing back a TMS alum again to have a little bit more friends, a little bit more fun time with us as we're in his neck of the woods, as we are, like you guys know, chilling here in Tennessee. But Anthonycorder,
hey,
a friend of the show, and of course our beloved friend of BLE and Bradley, is
right
with us as well. Anthony, as always, brother, thank you and welcome back.
Rockin' 5 times. Yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I love what they've done, the culture they built, the community they built. It's amazing. And I just love Chris and them were awesome. I met them a long time ago doing some of their podcast stuff. It's just been amazing. All the musicians were great. Shows last night was awesome. And just excited to be here talking to y'all. I'm so pumped. And we got a lot to look forward to the whole weekend.
Oh, no, absolutely.
We got to make it through this thing. We got to kind of pace ourselves.
Oh, no, for sure. Maybe the occasional trip to the bar when you know you have a little gap between interviews.
That's true, yeah.
No, absolutely. We saw you last night, man, at Rare Hair. It was so awesome watching you.
The band was awesome. I'm telling you, I knew this set list ahead of time, and I saw some people when I was walking in, and I said, you know, who are you excited to see? And they were telling me some band members' names. But I was like, they're going to die, because I knew what song they were doing. I was like, they're going to freak out when they walk out on stage and hear the song that comes on. So it was a lot of fun, and it's a good chance for everybody to see each other. Everybody's busy and crazy, and it's a good chance for everybody to just get together. So it's been awesome. Excited, lots of stuff going on. You guys are getting ready for M3.
Oh yeah, man.
It's a highlight for us. It's a bucket list show. We were just kind of chatting about it before we got started. And man, we went and it just blew us away. That whole vibe there, the night before the kickoff party thing in the hotel, and it was nuts, man. I was really freaking out. I traveled the day of the event, which is kind of scary as a musician.
Yeah.
And at the time I was teaching at the SAE Institute. I was the entertainment business chair there. And I got a ding during class, and it said your flight got canceled. And I literally called and left my phone just running for like an hour, the music and all that. And a lady picked up, and I said, hey, I know you're probably getting a bunch of calls. I got to go to Baltimore, you know, or wherever we were headed for the merry-go. I got to fly in somewhere. And she goes, you got 2 choices. You can go to Chicago or you can go to Tampa. And I was like, oh my God, that's not where I want to go. I'm trying to go northeast. And she goes, you got to connect. I was so close, man. I flew there because you got to make the connecting flight. There's no more out of the Tampa. Like I said, don't send me to the Chicago. That's where the storm's coming from. And y'all, we raced the storm from Chicago. I had a guy with an iPad next to me. I didn't know him. He was a business guy. He was just watching the radar. And he goes, the pilot is going to try to beat it. We were watching. He's like a plane, you know. And he got us in. It was raining when we got there. And I literally walked in the hotel and my phone rang and I go, hey, they're ready for you in the conference room. You're fixing to play. And I mean, I literally threw my guitar down and ran in there and we jumped on stage. And it was like, but it kicked off the weekend. It was so fun. Yeah. I mean, y'all know how it is. It's outdoors.
Oh, yeah.
The playing was amazing.
It was so cold, too. It was raining. It was just like miserable.
Yeah. We got lucky at the very beginning. We were okay early in the day. So
yeah.
It was all right. But anyway. Lots of fun memories, and but anyway, I'm excited about tonight. Y'all will see all the people over at Eastside Bowl.
Yep. So no, absolutely. And I mean, you just played M3, and then also coming out of the blackout, you kept yourself very active. I mean, you and I were regularly periodically texting back and forth and stuff because you were doing a lot of your little live acoustic fan interaction stuff. Is that something? I mean, obviously it's something you enjoy doing, but is that something that you enjoy doing, pre what almost felt necessitative for certain artists to kind of stay relevant when that blackout happened?
Yeah.
Or was that something that kind of struck you as you know what, I think this would be fun. Maybe I should try doing this.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of all that. I actually, I had talked to a couple of my friends that were doing the acoustic stuff. You know, because people were kind of playing at the beginning, man, when it was kind of opening up of what they want to do. And I said, hey, this is a good way where we can kind of do it. Everybody can still be spread out. And honestly, I mean, during the pandemic thing, a lot of people started asking me if I could do it somewhere. They said, hey, would you come do this storyteller thing that you're doing? Because, I don't know, maybe it's my age. You know, I'm starting to kind of get in this reflective mode. My children have all grown up. They all took off to college. this was a couple of years back, and the house got quiet. And I'd been in like total chaos for like 20 years with my family. And I looked at Anita and I said, I think I'm having a moment, man. I think I want to go sing. I don't want a convertible or whatever midlife thing is that happens. I just want to get on the road for a minute. And during the pandemic, just getting on there and encouraging each other. You know, we had a little Sunday session. It was a sunset session. The following of that started growing, and people started asking me about it. And they said, "Hey, would you do it? You know, would you come play at one of the venues here in town or something?" I said, "Yeah, I'd love to do that." And it gives me a chance to kind of acknowledge the people behind the scenes. There were so many people that were helping us. And we don't talk about when we did a Tora show. I come out and we're like blowing your head off or doing a slow song. And but at the storyteller thing, I could kind of talk about the producers and the songwriters, the studio we worked at. You know, all those people. We're celebrating 35 years of that first record.
Yeah.
And I mean, those guys, we were just a little garage band, you know. And we went in and when we heard what our record sounded like, oh my God, this is us. This is awesome. How did you do that? You know, and we grew so much during that process. We had worked on that record probably for a year, you know, and written, I don't know, 50 or 60 songs, man. And those people were really patient. When you think about it, we're a bunch of just crazy old maniac kids running around the studio breaking out, you know. And it was just fun. So I think about the guy at that Artist Studios. If you're people watching or listening, it's not familiar with it. I'd love for them to look it up. It's a really historical studio in Memphis. But he became like a father figure to me. And, you know, even outside just being an artist, when I kind of came off the road, I ended up, when my children were born, I decided to go to college because I left high school, did rock and roll. And I had to have a letter of recommendation to get into college. He wrote it for me. Him and my first manager, I had to have two of them. And our relationship just kind of shifted after that. I worked at record labels, I worked in music publishing, and became a teacher. All those things, I'll talk to him about those things. So it just holds a real special place in my heart. It's amazing. John and I worked with a group called Big Star. I don't know if the listeners know that band. They were kind of power pop people that influenced a bunch of people in that genre. And his recordings were like immaculate. They were, everybody still to this day still loves them. So he was just a big pivotal part of it. And but I get to talk about all that at the acoustic shows. I'm like, look up Ardent, look up John Fry, you know, look up our producer people. We work with like Taylor Rhodes at Written Kicks and producing stuff with him. He lived here in Nashville. We would drive up from Memphis and they put us in downtown the first time we came. And we ended up going to, there's a real famous rock club here called the Exit Inn. I don't know if y'all ever been to it.
I've been to it, but I've heard of it.
It had so many people play there. But we ended up going there and staying out all night and we're late to the, you know, ride the next day and all that stuff. So the next time we came up here, they put us in like a Hojo's outside of town. And they said, you're going to make your riding sessions. But we went in with Taylor and it was just amazing. I mean, we wrote like 4 of our songs, 2 of them were singles. Wild America, Amnesia, and Faith Healer. He just taught us so much. We were huge fans of Kicks, and I got to see Brian. You know, last night we were kind of leaving the venue at the same time, but nobody was around, and you don't get those moments very often where you can just, you don't want to intrude on their space. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but I just got to tell him, I said, man, you were so awesome tonight. I said, y'all just were so, made such a big impact on us a long time ago, you know. I've got to see him and Steve White at different times where I can tell him just say thank you, man, because we were associated with them and they were so huge up off DC, the places we were playing, they'd already been on the road for a long time. We could go back to those places and sell those places out because the credibility that they gave us, you know. And we used to use their music for hype music. We put What My Views on before you go on stage. You know what I mean? It was just, we loved them, man. And so it's fun to just sit here for a minute and just get a second to say that. That's something really awesome about being at this event and stuff. It's gives you a chance to do that. Anyway, the acoustic thing, I love it. You know, I've been doing it a lot. Our guitar player, Keith Douglas, has a solo instrumental record he's promoting right now. It's awesome. He did it all himself. Excuse me. And our drummer, John Patterson, has a group, Fever Tree. Yeah, they're a little more progressive rock than us, but he's keeping his chops up there now. So while they were all doing those things, I just jumped out on the road with my guitar grabbed a bag of birds, and I said, I'll come and do a storytelling anywhere you can go. Just give me a call, hit me on social media. And I've had fun. I did it with Eric Martin. I did it with Tony Arnell. Ted Foley did some opening. They try to stack two or three of us together, so we can all kind of have a good time together. At the end of the night, sometimes we all get together. It's just fun, and it's cool hearing their stuff, the stories about the things that they're working on. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And before I kick it over to Angel, since it's 35 years of the first record, I love talking about album artwork. I mean, I think it's so cool. What's the story behind the bomber plane, the pinup art of the first record? Because when I was standing over there before we came over here for the interview, I saw you taking photos with somebody who had it on vinyl.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was a guy, Chuck Beeson, at A&M. They strategically put her together based on a lot of the nose art in World War II. We actually made it part of our adventure across the United States to find the girl that was on the front of our record. We did it as a radio promo tour. We said, if you look like this girl, we want you to show up at the radio station right now. And of course, a bunch of girls showed up, and then a bunch of dudes showed up because they were like, we want to see what this girl looks like. So that was a big hit. And actually, she got a lot of attention. She ended up on programming like Entertainment Tonight and stuff like that. We made pins where her towel would fall off, and they were collectibles. Yeah. Oh yeah. And so we ended up on promoting on television and stuff. But it was based on the World War II artwork. We were always thought about the Memphis Belle. That was a really famous one. We were kind of interested. But he kind of went off her. Memphis Belle's kind of redheaded, and this was more kind of dark, auburn looking, kind of high. But it still gets a lot of attention there. It's really funny. We still talk about it all the time. We had a big military fan base. I got so many letters and people that were. Back then it was, I can't remember the name of the thing. They were overseas and they were writing. Hey, we got the record and we listened to it. We got cranked up. It was amazing. It was really funny, man. The people all related to it for different reasons, and people that were collectible people and got into the history of the war history and stuff were big. They would write us and go, what about this airplane? And they would get into like how they got this idea. It was fun. So it's been an adventure, man. The past 35 years has been awesome, and I still see people. I've seen tattoos. I don't even have it's a tattoo, but I saw people that had a tattoo, and I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. One guy had his own another guy had his own. I mean, I've had some people on Monsters Rock that had it. It's pretty crazy. A lot of things, but we still have a lot of fun. It still gets recognized. It's still one of our biggest pieces of merch.
You guys been doing anything like 35-year?
So we did Best of the Rats. I don't know if you saw that. It had 4 new singles on it. We let it out. We did the kickoff party last year. We kind of run in from May to May. I was laughing with Jason from Dangerous Toys. Our records came out about a week apart, 35 years ago. And I was talking to him when we were laughing. I think ours was kind of in the middle of May and hit right after. And as soon as our records came out, we all got on tour together. It was like us and them and Ellie Grimes. And I'll never forget it. We picked up in Daytona, and we were in a bus. We had never done that before. And it was just everything was new. We were going to do some seasons. And I mean, they called the meeting, like our tour leader, hey, come down in the bar at 7 o'clock. We were, they're just going to lay the bar. This is going to be. We walked in there, get ready for the craziest 8 weeks, or something. Oh my God, we're about to go crazy. I mean, it was so fun. We had so much fun. But 35 years was I mean, I don't think it just the fact that we're still able to do it together, it's the same original guys. We still love playing with each other and being creative. We're still excited about music. We're finding new tunes and we're freaking out in production and keep totally updated and creative and got his whole studio stuff. That's how we got him inspired to do his solo record. He was like, man, it sounds awesome. I'm in here just making all kinds of bracket and I'm going to do something. I don't know, man. I'm just still inspired by it. I'm still excited. I'm still learning. I think that's why I'm liking the industry and being creative.
one thing I would say just as a fan is when your record came out, I was 11 years old.
Wow.
And I discovered you through Headbangers in the video and Metal Edge magazine.
Yes.
Just Gary was doing an interview.
God, I remember.
I love her interviews because she just focused on the band and not giving her opinion on the records or anything. And then I finally met you in 2019 at M3.
Yeah.
And I was just very starstruck. Like focused on doing the interview. This man, like, oh my God, glad to meet you. But every time I met you, you're just the nicest person. I just want to thank you for that because, when you're meeting somebody you admire, your worst fear is that you like a jerk.
Oh, yeah.
But always, so nice. I just want to thank you.
Oh, thanks, man. Like, you guys give us a great platform. So we appreciate you guys giving us an opportunity to talk to everybody.
Absolutely, Anthony. We appreciate you so much, man. You're always welcome. We'll get back to shoot some messages back and forth and just keeping more in touch, man. Absolutely, my friend. Have a great rest of your weekend and a great show.
Okay, y'all take care of yourself.
Yeah, totally.